Welcome to another episode of the Irish Fantasy Punts. Dan, Jamie, and Shane here with you for one more week. We've had about an hour and a half of technical difficulties between soundboards and a dishwasher that exploded.
Household appliance ain't they a bitch?
If we're real men, we fix appliances.
It wasn't fixed. It was fucked into the garden.
Real men fuck shit away. Yeah.
Well, there's a new bitch coming.
The electronics guy will load it into the van for you as well, so you don't even have to do anything.
You need the skip man.
No, they take that away for you.
Do they?
Yeah.
That's going to the dump, man. That's not going anywhere but the dump.
No, the shop recycles it for you. Just give it to them.
In the dump.
Yeah, in the dump, yeah.
Just recycle.
No, it's like 20 minutes up the road. I'm not paying a guy to come out and get it. We'll just put it in the car.
Your man who will deliver
the
things,
guy in the
pick
dump
it up.
The guy in the dump, he's the one who gets it anyway.
All you're saying here is we need to get a dump. The dump man always wins.
I have a guy in the dump.
Fair enough.
For all your recycled washing machine needs, go to the dump. Shane has a guy.
Let's get it right.
Oh, Jamie, I have a little surprise for you, seeing as your fantasy team is 1-6. The season is over.
Yeah, but some more for me because I was going to say it as like, put on a sad drop there or something because I'm officially dead.
Thankfully, I got to put the last nail in the coffin as well.
Yeah. I think my overly shit fantasy team put the nail in the coffin, to be quite honest.
It is
Melvin
a
Gordon.
bad year to Jamie. He is having a bad NFL year. It's not a good year to be Jamie.
Look at that. You can stop that now.
I love the way you've actually just started playing for your keepers as well, because you won't even trade anyone on the team that has potential of being a keeper now.
You offered me Gus Edwards for Kyla Murray. I'm not trading Kyla Murray. What kind of a trade is that?
I give you Leonard Fournette for Aaron Jones and Kyler Murray.
See, that makes more sense. See, that's something I would think
does
about.
That make more sense?
I might need Pittman too.
Why would I want Gus Edwards straight for Kyler Murray? That's just ridiculous.
The starting running back for the Baltimore Ravens.
For this week. Yeah.
Yeah, like I even think I might have dropped Kenyon Drake a bit too fast. The Gus bus could be back
no one's ever dropped Kenyon Drake too fast.
I think the Gus bus might be a bit injured this week coming in. I don't know, is he gonna even play? He's Thursday night, isn't he?
No, we said that last week. We didn't think he'd play.
Man, I was amazed he played. That was the only reason I picked up Drake. The only reason I was like, Gus Edwards is coming off the pup list. I was like, there is no chance he plays for about a week or two. No chance. Dude comes in and scores 2 touchdowns and 66 yards. I was like, well, I can go fuck myself.
Yeah, that's just the backfield you want to stay out of. Like, I don't even want to go near that.
I wouldn't say so, man. I think Gus Bus stays healthy, man. Like, Dobbins is such an injury risk now. Do they even, like, what? He's going into contract year next year, isn't he?
Who, Dobbins?
Yeah, Dobbins is contract year next year. He had his first season, then he injured all last year, and now this year, and he's been injured for the first 6 weeks, and he's going to be injured for another 4 to 6 weeks. So
Is this
next
his
year,
third?
I think is the end. Yeah, I think next year is the end of his rookie deal.
No, I think this is his third year. So he has a 4-year rookie deal, surely, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Next year is his contract year.
Oh, I get you. Sorry, I thought you
Yeah,
meant that he
yeah.
was up for renewal.
No.
At the end of
So
the
like,
season, like, I get you.
Was he a first round draft pick?
No, he's second round, wasn't he?
Was he
No, I
second?
don't think it was.
That was what I was wondering, because like there's no hope you're taking a 5th-year option on him if you have it. Like if he was a first-year draft pick, like there's no way you're picking that up.
No, we're not now. Yeah.
No, like they might even release him at the end of this year if Gus Edwards can stay healthy and play the way he played Sunday. Like Dobbins, what's the point? He's been injured now basically for 2 full years, like, and it's not like it's different things; it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Quick question: Tony Pollard and Michael Thomas for Chris Godwin and DeAndre Swift. Chris Godwin and DeAndre Swift, please, by a long way. Who's offering?
Yeah.
Why is he that trade?
Why can't someone offer me that trade? Why can't someone offer me something like that?
You don't have anyone as good on your team as Tony Pollard and Michael Thomas.
I have Melvin Gordon. Starting.
Yeah, he is not Tony Pollard.
PPR Henderson and Dubes for James Robinson and Brandon Cooks. And
Do you know what?
Dubes feels like nothing.
Yeah, I would probably take Robinson and Brandon Cooks, to be honest.
Yeah, I dropped Dubes this week, like, and like I'm dead in the water. So that tells you how bad Dubes is going.
I'm assuming if they're still holding Dubes, that it's Dynasty, most likely.
Yeah, because otherwise you're not holding on to him. Dubes is worth nothing to you at this point.
Yeah.
You could drop him.
Yeah, nobody's
Dubes
picking
are
him up. Like,
did we ever get to the bottom of that pronunciation?
I think
Doesn't
they
matter,
say
says you.
Dubes. I think they say Dubes over
I think
there.
it's Dubes. I'm pretty sure it's Dubes.
He's Dubes to us anyway.
Yeah.
Who wins that trade? This was that one. This was the spooky seasons.
The Godwin.
And DeAndre Swift wins that.
Yeah. Like Thomas would benefit you a little bit more if he wasn't just injured all the time. Like the dude, when he's on form, the dude is miles better than Godwin. But it's just he's not healthy enough. Like Godwin, I know he's had his injury concerns this year too, but Godwin's still been healthier more in the last 2-3 years than Michael Thomas. Saying that Thomas missed 2 years. So
fine work, my boy. You've done it. You're a true hero.
Big performers from the week. We'll start at the quarterback position. Joe Burrow, obviously, he had the biggest week of all. He got 39.24 points. I don't have Joe Burrow anywhere, so I didn't really get to feel the benefit of this, but I play him this week in fantasy, so thank God he had it last week.
Yeah, Bengals seem to be back right again, don't they?
They seem to have realized just pass the ball, I think.
To Jamar Chase. just get him the ball.
Daniel Jones had a big boy week. Patrick Mahomes had a good one as well. Andy Dalton and Justin Fields are in this list.
Davis Mills too, man. Davis Mills
too, yeah.
And Trevor Lawrence. There's a nice little list there.
PJ Walker's not that far behind him either.
Yeah. How could you trade Trevor Lawrence without touching on PJ Walker, Jimmy G, Justin Herbert? Oh, don't just because you have Lawrence mention him in the heroes. He wasn't even top 10.
I can't. Lawrence was number 6.
He
wasn't.
wasn't.
I can't drop the lows. Yes, he was. It goes Joe Burrow, Daniel Jones, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Dalton, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence.
What list are you looking at?
Yeah, what list are you looking at? It's Joe Burrow, Andy Dalton, Pat Mahomes, Daniel Jones, Davis Mills. That's your top 5. Then Fields, Herbert, Garoppolo, Walker, then Rodgers.
Are you on 6 point per passing touchdown? I'm on 4 point per passing touchdown.
We're on whatever we play on in the league.
Sleeper, yeah.
Anyway,
it doesn't matter. All the wrong the same.
It does matter. Dad did not have a top 10 quarterback this week.
And yet I still beat Jamie.
Yeah,
that's
not hard.
Not an achievement. That is not an achievement.
Running backs: Josh Jacobs, Kenneth Walker, Austin Eckler, Aaron Jones, Benjamin snuck in there, and then Gus Edwards. Travis Etienne also had a massive game just to stab me in the heart in a dynasty league that I traded him away last week. Zeke had a nice appearance as well, but Cowboys wide receivers got dragged down on the 1 yard line a lot, so Zeke had a couple of easy touchdowns.
Yeah, that was tough watching Dak's first game back. So that was.
Would you trade Zeke away off that week?
I don't know. He's had a couple of good weeks now. Like you kind of like that Cowboys team. They've even come out and said it in interviews this week. They're a defense first team now. So I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of high scoring from the offense. I think it's going to be a lot of get it down into the red zone and get the running backs in. So I think if you have Pollard or Zeke at the minute, unless you're lacking in another area, if you want to try to go out and get a quarterback with a wide receiver or something, or 2 wide receivers, then maybe. But I think if I'm sitting on a decent team that's 50, that's sitting at 500 or one above 500, I don't think I'm trading him. I think I'm holding him. His production is good enough to hold. Like,
yeah, you can only imagine that the offense is going to get better as Dak comes back properly. Like he's going to take 2 or 3 weeks before he comes right.
Yeah, I think Tony Pollard's value really is starting to skyrocket, if I'm honest. He looks, every time he's on the field, he looks electric. Like when you watch him, like he's the one making the big runs. It's just he doesn't get the ball inside the 5 yard line. So he's not getting the touchdowns unless it's a 20-yard run. But like he's getting 8 and 9 point weeks off of all yardage nearly. Like he's
Jamar Chase is the number 1 at wide receiver. Then Mecole Hardman popped up.
Boom.
Don't read too much into Mecole Hardman. This happens once or twice a year, every year. Tyler Boyd and Marquis Goodwin. He had the 2 touchdowns instead of Lockett this week. Juju Smith-Schuster and then Mike Williams as well. There's a lot of weird names in the top 6 this week.
Yeah, it was an odd week. But your Metcalf went down as well, so Goodwin there could be picking up a bit more. But yeah, I still don't think you really pick him up, do you?
I don't know.
It's a tough one, man. Just because Gino is playing so well.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose if you had space, maybe stash him for a week, see what happens. But I wouldn't be expecting too much from him,
like how far do we think this Seahawks team can go now this year with Gino at the helm? Like they've done pretty good already. Like nobody thought they'd be any wins on the board at all, I think.
Yeah, I think with Metcalf down, it might be a bit worse. But like Walker has just been an absolute talent and a half. Like, if they can keep getting Walker on the ball, like they make the playoffs anyway.
Yeah, like it's a tough one to call. Like, isn't it? What do you think, Dan?
Yeah.
With the Seahawks, I think you kind of got to just go with what you see and believe that Gino actually is a thing because it's 7 weeks in now. So I think you have options there, and I think you got to look at it differently. Like we didn't expect Gino to be this, but Gino is good. So move on as if you can use Lockett and Metcalf and Kenneth Walker, like Jamie says. Obviously, yeah, he's straight in every week now.
Yeah, like I completely avoided, say, Lockett and Metcalf just because of Gino.
Yeah.
Like that looks like a huge mistake now. Like,
yeah, that's true.
If you risked it and invested, you won. But like at the same time, there's plenty of things you could have invested in and gone terribly wrong, like Devin Singletary and players like that.
Yeah, I did stay away from him too because the Bills don't run the ball. That's just stupid.
Right then, George Kittle was number 1. George Kittle's back from the dead. Juwan Johnson, then he had a big game, but I don't know. That was the Arizona tight end situation. Just always play the tight end against Arizona. Travis Kelce is in his permanent spot of always being good. Taysom Hill is breaking scoring. And then Tommy Tremble. Tommy Tremble is a great name.
That's a great name. That's really good. But like, we were laughing last week and we were saying, that I played 2 tight ends this week. I should have played the 2 tight ends this week. I would have got more points if I just threw one.
Do you guys give your kicker hero of the week quickly, or?
Yeah, of course. Yes, it's Cairo Santos for the Chicago Bears. Well done, Cairo.
Absolute banger of 18 points.
Boom.
He was only 0.8 behind Kittle for the week.
We'll move on to the zeros.
Hell, son, you're about as useful as a cock-flavored lollipop.
What do you want to go back to, Shane?
No, I'm just saying, would you trade the way Kittle has been so poor all year, and now he's come on 2 good weeks? Would you trade Kittle now, or would you hold him?
I think I just hold him now.
Let's just hold on to him. You're not going to try away a tight end really at this point. Let's just take what you have and run with it. Like
Kittle good value, like. Right. Let me ask you this: redraft. Obviously, I don't think anyone would trade him in redraft. But dynasty, would you? If he's sitting on your team now in dynasty, would you trade him away?
Probably, actually.
You're worried that maybe McCaffrey takes some of the passing and the touchdowns, but like that'll probably only make their offense better as well. Like they'll more scoring opportunities.
All right.
Plus, Jimmy G can't really throw the ball very fast. Sorry, we're on to the zeros then. So we'll scroll down my augmented rankings. Aaron Rodgers, he probably killed you if you played him. Did anyone play him?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers was the 10th overall quarterback of the week.
See, because you're on 6 point and I'm on 4 point, this isn't going to work at all. So you shout out your zeros, because otherwise you're just going to fucking whinge at me.
Well, if you just did it properly. Lamar Jackson this week, awful. 10-point week.
Tom Brady, awful.
Tom Brady, shocking.
Matt Ryan, might as well be put out the back and shot. Point.
I don't think
if he was a dog, he'd be put down.
Zach Wilson is just an awful quarterback.
Ryan Tannehill with a dismal 2.9.
What about, is anyone going to play Russ ever again? I know he didn't play last week, but is anyone even thinking about that anymore?
I wouldn't pick him up. I don't think most people have dropped him off their squads, I'd say, at this stage, have they?
Yeah, I had him in another league, and I just dropped him there a few weeks ago, and I picked him up. And I'm playing Geno Smith as my quarterback at the moment.
Probably the better option.
Yeah, I would say Geno is easily a better option right now. Yeah. Did you see there was a talk show host in America suggested that the Cardinals, with the troubles they're having with Kyler at the minute, should trade for Russell Wilson and get Kyler gone to Denver, because apparently they're struggling to coach Kyler. He is uncontrollable.
Well, like Cliff Kingsbury's a shit coach.
Apparently, that's not the narrative. Kyler Murray is uncoachable, is what they're telling us.
Well, I'm going to change the narrative and say the coaching is shit.
Kyler Murray is not the problem there. 100% not. Like, he's the only reason they're kind of still staying afloat.
That'd be mad. Imagine Russ isn't even in a year in Denver. Denver trade him away for Kyler Murray. That would be some steal.
It'd be so stupid. Whoever said that's an idiot.
It was actually, no, I won't say any names. A talk show host on this thing, just in case.
I'd say you're probably fine, to be honest.
It was Colin Coward.
Colin Coward.
Hopefully he doesn't come after me now.
Yeah.
Fuck
it was definitely Dan's idea.
Running back stinkers. Would we put Najee in this kind of category? He didn't hurt you too badly.
Najee at 9.5. Yeah, that's an all right week for me. If Najee's getting 9.5, he's been bad. Like 9.5 is the upper end of his scale at the minute.
Christian McCaffrey didn't help you, but he only had like 10 snaps, so I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Fair.
Yeah, probably a bit harsh to probably be giving out about him yet.
Straight in, Leonard Fournette, he killed you. Leonard Fournette really hurt.
He hurt me this week so bad.
Kareem Hunt's really not getting you much either.
No, but you see, since they've started shopping him, that they're giving him less game time. Like he's not getting the ball near as much as what he was for the first 5 weeks.
They don't want to hurt him and then have nothing there. Like,
yeah, so they're not giving him much game time. So Kareem Hunt for the minute, I would say, is a definite. If he was a flex for you, he's a definite bench now. But he's a hold, depending on where he goes. The only thing is, I don't see a whole lot of teams that need running backs at the minute. So he's probably going to end up in another situation like he's in. Maybe not exactly like he's in now because Chubb is so good, but he's going to end up sharing the backfield again. Like,
yeah, he did get absolutely destroyed twice there at one point last weekend.
Yeah, he
well,
did
like,
all right.
yeah.
You know, like it was like Brissett just handed him the ball and you take the hit twice. You know, so I don't know what they're trying to mind him, Shane. I don't think so. I think they're trying to hurt him as well.
Well, they're giving him less snaps. Brissett is probably just a coward. That's all we're going to say. Brissett
I say
is
he
a
was
coward.
hurt, to be honest.
I'd say if a big 300-pound linebacker ran at me that fast, I'd be handing it off very quickly as well. Wide receivers that hurt you. The Miami wide receivers didn't do you any favors this week.
God, no.
Yeah, if
Oh,
you
bad.
were with CeeDee Lamb, you probably got it pretty bad as well.
Yeah, you've been disappointed in Lamb. Yeah. Same with Lazard. And very disappointed in Lazard as well.
Yeah, and I will say, look, one of you is probably going to shout Amon-Ra, but he did come out of the game after about 2 minutes with a head injury, and
can't really say that about Amon-Ra. He got injured pretty quickly.
Yeah, and like they came out afterwards and said like he wasn't actually concussed at all. It was just when he stood up, he wobbled. He like tripped over his own foot or something. I didn't see the play. I was out of the room when it happened, but I see it on Twitter. They were like he tripped over his own leg, and they took him out of the game for tripping over his own leg.
Debo, Bateman, Chase Claypool, Michael Pittman takes his normal spot on this list.
I was just about to say my set of wide receivers are there, Bateman and Pittman. the good old boys, keeping in this segment every single week. You gotta love the consistency, though.
Robert Woods, if you went there, that went terribly. I saw someone on Twitter saying to put him in that he was getting a huge snap percentage, but a huge snap percentage of what? Cortland Sutton, he did you dirty as well. It was a pretty big list this week of wide receivers that hurt you.
Yeah.
You got Garrett Wilson there again. He's probably just about droppable at this point.
I dropped him last week. Zach Wilson's nothing to me.
Keenan Allen, what happened to Keenan Allen this week? Like I thought him coming back first week back from injury. I really thought Keenan Allen would have a good week.
He seemed to only play a few snaps and then they took him back off again.
Yeah, like so hard to know.
Yeah, now Mike Williams is down as well.
Yeah, he's seeing him back now next week. They're on bye this week anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, but he's going to miss 4 or 5 weeks. So then.
What are we doing with Drake London? 85% snap count, and he's
they threw the ball. They threw the ball 16 times last week. You can't play Drake London.
It's mad. Like he was so valuable early in the season. Like you could have traded him for a lot off of a 10-point week, 20-point week, and a 13-point week. First 3 weeks of the season. Like you could have traded him knowing Mariota is ass. And you didn't.
Tight ends, it sucked. Darren Waller didn't play, did he? Mark Andrews, he had a bad week. But tight end, like, you know, it's kind of unless
Mark
you
Andrews,
had one big one.
He got hurt as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Andrews got hurt. Yeah.
You didn't see that he got hurt. Poor Andrews. Dalton Schultz, how's he playing recently? He's just coming back from injury now, isn't he?
Yeah, he had that thing with his knee again. Like he's Cowboys need a new tight end in the off season. They need a new one. Just start fresh, draft someone.
And TJ Hawkinson made his way back to the meh pile.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Oh, that was a good note to end.
Hey, Disley got about 5 points again.
Your Kyle Pitts too, doing his normal shiteness.
I don't even think we should discuss Pitts anymore. Pitts is very firmly in the doghouse from now on.
Yeah,
I
like
did
what?
think he was very unlucky. He was very unlucky this week, though. He had. I was watching Red Zone. There was 2 or 3 times, he was very close to the end zone, and they were targeting him a lot more. So I do think he's someone at least, keep an eye on.
It's just I can't stand Mariota at quarterback, man. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, didn't they did draft a guy, didn't they?
Ritter in the
Just
third round.
play him. You're out of the playoffs. You're like, I don't care what your record is. You're not making the playoffs with Mariota. Just bench him.
This wasn't the plan. We were supposed to get the number 1 pick.
Yeah, it's so annoying. Like, who? If they get the number 1 pick, what are they going to do? Take CJ Stroud from Ohio State quarterback? Like, you just drafted Ritter.
Well, they're not going to keep fucking Mariota there anyway.
Like, whoever gets number 1 pick this year is picking CJ Stroud. It's that simple. I watched
Jordan Love
3 or 4 games of him this year. He's been very good.
Anyway, we can look forward to next week.
We have a couple of questions here in this section, Dan, before we move on.
Okie dokie. What we got? We were here. Trade Michael Carter
for receiver. I think it might have been what it was going for.
Yeah.
You could probably get rid of him at this point, I'd say, if you can.
Breece Hall is out. Like, he's competing now with Robinson for the backfield. I don't know.
Yeah, but they brought Robinson in for a reason. Like, I don't think Carter's gonna. Like, his productivity is going to go down.
I think they brought him in because he doesn't handle goal line or short yardage situations well. That's why I think they brought in Robinson. Carter can't do those things. I think Carter's role only gets bigger with Hall out.
I don't even know how well Robinson even came back from that ACL. The Jaguars seemed quite happy to slowly move off him.
Yeah,
but they had Etienne too, like, and so he was always going to be the one there.
I think I keep Carter.
I'd probably just keep him. Like, you can get a receiver off the waiver wire pretty handy. Like, need help. Currently 3 and 4. Had Breece Hall. My QB is Geno. My running backs are now Fournette, Dylan. So you don't have anyone in Dylan. Rashad White. My wide receivers are Deandre, Keenan, Amari, Bateman. I also have Kelsey. I actually don't know.
There's a question the next one down.
Is it time to trade away Kelsey for an RB2 and a good tight end? What would we look like? Kelsey is a different maker at tight end. If you have him, you just always win the tight end matchup.
Yeah, I don't think you give away Kelsey with the wide receivers he has there. Like, I think you kind of need Kelsey as like your wide receiver.
You could still probably move Deontay and Keenan.
Yeah.
You know,
no,
maybe package up Keenan and Dylan. Pick up a running back.
You could try and get rid of Bateman, but you probably won't get much for Bateman at the moment.
I've been trying to trade away Dylan, like no ends, and I can't get rid of him off a roster. Like no one will want him. Like I'm close to cutting Dylan. Like if Dylan has another bad week, actually you can't even cut him because you need him in case Aaron Jones goes down. Trade Dylan. Go to the Aaron Jones owner with AJ Dillon and Keenan Allen and see what you can get.
Yeah, that's probably your best bet.
Yeah, I'm not taking Dylan.
It's all the wood, Jamie. There's no point in him trading Dylan to you. You have nothing that he wants in return.
What I do? Like, I'm just gonna nuke this team at some point this week.
2 wide receivers, 1 flex between Walker, D-Hop, Lamb, and AJ Brown. I haven't pulled up the matchups yet for next week. We'll come back to this one when we kick off. Looking forward, and I'll pull up all the matchups so we can go through it properly. We'll get the next question. Come back to that one. Hesitant to move Keenan because Mike Williams is out now. He's got an easy rest of schedule. Yeah, it's a good point. It's just like if we go back to your roster,
it's
hard to see where you get value there. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you might get value for Keenan now, like because of that schedule.
Yeah, that's what we mean. Like he's saying he's hesitant to move Keenan, but Keenan Allen is probably his only real value asset at the minute, like because he's not moving Fournette, like that is what he said. Yeah, I want to Fournette. No, yeah, Fournette.
Yeah, losing Brees there is very difficult. Like it takes a lot of the sting out of your roster whenever you're playing games. He was offered Kelsey and Deontay for Swift and Goddard.
Nah, I wouldn't be taking that.
No.
Yeah, it's an interesting offer, but I don't think I'd take it either.
Goddard is all right, but he doesn't do like. There's too many options in that team. Like for a good tight end, you want someone who's limited in options that they have to go to the tight end. That's not Mariota because his tight end is probably his only option. He still doesn't use him.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Shane, you can be telling them there where to like and follow while I go and find the matchups.
Are you serious?
This'll do your thing. Come on.
Like and follow guys on YouTube and Twitter. We also have an Instagram page under the same name, I'm assuming, Jamie, Irish Fantasy Punts, yeah?
We do, but we don't do a lot to that, so.
Yeah, well, just get the numbers up, guys.
Look, follow, yeah.
Did you do the TikTok in the end now?
Not yet, but I'm going to do it.
Percolating.
I'm trying to get the courage.
The Twitter handle is at IF Punts as well.
Yeah.
So, Baltimore at Tampa Bay on Thursday Night Football. Lamar Jackson versus Tom Brady. The Baltimore Ravens have a terrible pass defense if you have the balls to play Tom Brady after last week.
He is surely going to come back. He lost his mind in the dressing room, apparently. Like he screamed in the dressing room, "I gave up my family for this," apparently, was the quote that came out after that game.
Well, that's
so
true.
Like he is furious at the minute. Like we should see some classic Tom Brady come in the next couple of weeks where he just blows away teams. Like,
do you want to go back to this West? D-Hop versus the Vikings, Walker versus the Giants, AJ Brown versus the Steelers, and CD versus the Bears.
Oh, well, you're starting Walker, and whatever happens.
AJ against the Steelers too.
Two wide receivers and one flex. So you got two wide receivers and one flex. So Walker's taking your flex, and then it's D-Hop goes straight in for me. Walker. AJ Brown versus the Steelers or CD versus the Bears.
That's all. I think I go Brown and CD at the moment.
Well, I take Brown against the Steelers anyway because the Steelers defense is gone terrible at the minute. But D-Hop in at the Vikings.
Yeah, it's DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, but he's only coming back, like, and that as you said, you've self-confessed that Arizona's team has been coached into the mud. So CD with Dak coming back against the shitty Bears defense, I don't know, man. Like that's tougher, I think, than what you're making it out to be.
Maybe it's me being biased, but I just don't. I wouldn't be benching D-Hop no matter what.
Oh, I'd say just for the fact that Dak is still that little bit rusty, he didn't look himself last week against the Lions. I would put in D-Hop, but I think it is closer than what you're making it sound.
Yeah, it is close. I think it's a toss-up. I think between the two of them, really. Like, your Bears are shite. So, like, CD should be putting up points like D-Hop, like.
Yeah, I think Walker walks in against the Giants. Walker is my definite lock.
Running backs in this Baltimore Tampa Bay game. Gus Edwards straight in after his big week.
I am hesitant to start him if he is injured. he's good. He's looking like a game time decision, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it. If he doesn't play, I suppose you probably play Drake. But then against Tampa Bay, even like they're so good against running backs anyway.
Yeah, I
don't
think
really-
honestly for this week, I think even after the Gus Boss had the week he had, I think I'm leaving him out this week.
Yeah, I think you kind of leave him off this week.
Wide receivers then for the Ravens. Are you messing with Duvernay or Bateman, or are we just forgetting about are we free leaving them off for a week?
I think you leave him. To be honest, I don't think Bateman's back right yet. I think you need him another week, maybe 2 weeks to see if he's coming back right. I think when he's coming back fit, then Johnny he's a starter. But I don't think you want to mess with Duvernay either. Really, he's just going to be really hot and cold.
I think I would chance Bateman this week. I think if I would look at my flex option maybe for him if I have 2 decent receivers already in and I was considering him, he'd probably be the flex. Like just for the simple fact that Mark Andrews might not be playing and Gus Boss might not be there, Bateman might be his only option.
Yeah, Andrews on the fence, so we don't really know. But if he's fit, you play him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tampa Bay wide receivers Evans and Goodwin in of their.
Yeah.
If you have them, you're playing them. Yeah.
Yeah, look, if there's one thing we know about this Baltimore defense is that it can be absolutely torn apart. It's not easy to do, but it can be torn apart. Tua did that with Miami receivers, and these 2 are probably just as good as the 2 Miami have. So if there's anyone I would play is definitely those 2.
The next game is the Denver Broncos at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is playing the number 1 ranked quarterback defense. Are we messing with Trevor Lawrence?
Not if I have another option.
I currently go and fix my own team and try and find a streaming quarterback for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I think if you have another option, I think you play somewhere else. Then you go messing there. But then Kirk and Jones played very well last week. Zay Jones, I think he's getting back in that offense. So
would you play Trevor Lawrence or Jared Goff against Miami?
Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence or Jameis Winston against Vegas. Is Jameis Winston going to even play?
No, Andy Dalton looks like he's the starter now.
Yeah.
Do you play Andy Dalton
versus New Orleans or the aforementioned Trevor Lawrence?
Probably Carr.
Yeah. I think I take the shot on Lawrence there. I just don't like Derek Carr. Yeah, I don't like Derek Carr. Even with Devontae Adams.
That's my only thinking. He might start connecting with Adams a bit. And, there's a chance of a touchdown too with Adams on the field.
He's probably one of about 5 starting quarterbacks in the league who has with the best receiver in the league still looks ass.
Yeah.
Derek Carr so far this season, 15 points, 22 points, 23 points, 11 points, 21 points, 14 points. As middle of the road as you could possibly get, really.
That is a roller coaster there, isn't it? It's a kids roller coaster.
Yeah. Moving on from Derek Carr, not even on his matchup. Then Travis Etienne has evolved. Melvin Gordon. Jamie, you have Melvin Gordon. Is there any option you would play Melvin Gordon in?
I think I would even play Latavius Murray at the minute over Melvin Gordon. Sorry for cutting over you there, Jamie, but I think
yeah, I know. I think you're nearly right. It's as a backfield you just want to stay away from at this point in time. I had Gordon last week to give him a chance because I thought he might finally start being that RB1, but no, it did just seem at 6s and 7s through the whole back line there. I'd stay away from it, to be honest.
Feels like that throughout their whole roster in Denver. Like there's There's not really a whole lot you really want to play anywhere. Like even wide receivers, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy.
There's talks that they're trying to move on from Judy and Hamler as well.
Yeah, I saw those rumors.
Yeah.
Imagine Jeudy goes somewhere else. That'd be good.
We're getting close to the trade deadline now, so like there's going to be some, I'd say, some movement before the end of the window on a few kind of fantasy relevant boys. I'd say now in the next week or two.
I'll probably play Greg Dulcich. He seems to have come nicely on.
He does. Yeah.
I will
think
give you
he
that.
is
Yeah.
trimming tight end. Yeah, totally.
I play him over Evan Ingram in the same matchup.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I like Ingram. I think Ingram's been good this year.
He's been consistently average. And
that'll do me for tight end, man.
Yeah.
The Denver defense has been quite good against everything though this year, so it's kind of on the Jacksonville side. Would you play Kirk? You put him in a flex position, maybe.
I think you play Kirk. I think you have Kirk before you play him. I think he gets enough volume there from Lawrence that there's a good chance of getting good points every week.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah,
Defense just scares me so much.
Yeah.
Their games have all been like 12-9, 12-10. Like they have so low scoring in every game for Denver, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, they usually are, actually.
Yeah, like if Russell Wilson could just play any way, shape, or form decent, like Denver probably wouldn't have a loss on the record, like.
Yeah, because like it's not like it's a bad team. Like
no, that offense is pretty good.
No.
Two offenses that aren't good. Carolina at Atlanta.
Before we go on to that game, then we have two more questions, technically, I suppose. That was referring to the last question that was on the screen.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so Walker is the first choice in that. Walker is a top 5 running back for the rest of the season. I'd say this question's for 5 to 10. I'd say he's top 5. I'd say he's above 5 to 10.
Yeah,
I'd say he's on the cusp of top 5, definitely, if he's not already in it.
Should I trade Tyreek for Olave and Fournette standard scoring?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's a bad trade.
Yeah,
I'd be running back. Yeah, I think take that.
Yeah, happy enough with that as well. Olave is a beast, like.
Yeah, and Tua isn't consistent enough to make Tyreek Hill dominant, but Tyreek Hill is gonna, like, you're gonna look at it some weeks if you do trade him away and be like, why did I trade him away? But then you're gonna look at him another week and he's gonna have 2 points.
What isn't
Carolina at Atlanta?
Tyreek Hill like the top number 3 wide receiver in the year or something?
Yeah, because didn't he like he's had like 2 weeks of like 30 or so points, like.
That's Tyreek Hill experience.
Yeah.
It's a good roller coaster. Derek Carr roller coaster. Carolina at Atlanta. PJ Walker versus Marcus Mariota.
You can play both of them.
No problem.
There's no one in this matchup I want to play. Like Deonta Foreman, Chuba Hubbard, Ty Algier, Caleb Huntley, Drake London, DJ Moore.
You could probably play Foreman.
Yeah,
I'll play Hubbard.
Like
Hubbard might be injured.
I don't want that.
Hubbard, yeah, like it's not a place you want to be, but if Hubbard isn't injured, I'd play Hubbard over Foreman.
If Foreman can replicate what he did last week and get 15 points every week, man, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, you might still bang your head on the wall. Yeah, well, he only got that because Hubbard was out. Hubbard was getting all the ball to start.
All right, yeah. Well, it's not exactly
it's like running against the wall and hoping you don't get hurt. Like, so
yes,
you don't really want to be doing it. Like.
It's just like Carolina, just like whichever one of you are healthy, will do. We'll just we'll take Woody.
Yeah, but I do think on the other side, I think Algier is definitely a lad you could start flexing. He looked very good last week.
I think that realistically, the only man I'm playing in this game is Young Wei Koo.
No, Kyle Pitts. Can't interest
No.
you.
I think
Straight
Kyle
to-
Pitts is definitely a logical play here.
Nah, straight to kickers, man.
Ball prediction straight away. Kyle Pitts 3 touchdowns.
Oh, get out of it. Just that
I actually
Carolina defense, man, it was outstanding last week against
It was
the
very good.
Bucks.
Yeah. It
Like-
was, yeah.
Mariota is going to die in this game.
I just pulled up Mariota's actual stats from last week. So it was 13 attempted passes for 8 completions.
Wow. That's
8.
impressive.
Brian Burns is going to murder this man. Right? Brian Burns, Jack Thompson, they are just going to kill Mariota. It's just going to be like watching some sort of blood sport.
Chicago at Dallas. So Justin Fields against Dak Prescott. I suppose there's a matchup to play Dak in. You're coming back in with this one. People probably played him last week anyway.
Yeah, look, he's only going to get better the more he's back.
Then running back for Chicago was interesting last week. Herbert had a pretty good week. I don't really know if we would
It's a
like
messy one
playing
again.
him, but
Yeah, it's another backfield they're trying to stay away from if at all possible. Because like if you have Montgomery, you're going to play Montgomery. Like, but it seems like Herbert is starting to take a lot of points off him, which is far from ideal.
Dallas actually have Tony Pollard listed ahead of Ezekiel Elliott here.
Yeah, Zeke might be out for this game as well.
Oh God, I have him
He-
on the roster. Don't say that to me.
Yeah, he's dealing with that knee sprain. Did you see the tackle? He went to hurdle a guy and knee
I
bent
saw the
forward.
tackle happened before that, and then he just hurdled the guy after it, didn't he?
Yeah, like he seemed to like not feel the effects of it until after the game.
Definitely got a shot to the knee, like an actual like painkiller. It was
Something,
nuts.
I'd say.
Darnell Mooney, I'm not messing with that at all for the rest of the season, especially against this defense. And then CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. Are you going back to Michael Gallup after the dud?
Yeah, I think I just because I know how anyone who's watched the Cowboys since Gallup has been there knows Dak really likes Gallup. So it didn't happen last week, but Dak was off last week. So like this week, hopefully he's a bit more fluid, and I'd say Gallup will get a touchdown, man. I know he's Dak's favorite target. Like,
Yeah.
And then Jamie, are you going to mess with Dalton Schultz? Or are you just going to play it out?
No, I don't think you've got any tie-ins here. But this is not where you want to be in tie-ins. It seems to be a bit of a committee there with tie-ins, really. Like it kind of depends who's on the field at the time when they want to throw the ball. So I wouldn't be bothering there.
Miami at Detroit. Tua versus Jared Goff. Miami secondary is weak. Is there any temptation for Jared Goff?
yeah, I would
No.
say there is. No, I would. I give Goff one more chance. If he's going to do something, I think it should be this week.
Yeah, I suppose if you're stuck for a quarterback for the week, yeah, you might as well punt it. But I'd say there's probably better options there. Like,
After the 41-point week, he proceeded to play New England and get 4.86 points. And then
Good
followed it up
defense.
with negative 0.48 points last week against Dallas.
Another good defense.
Miami are weak, so you could go for it, but it would take some cojones.
And do you know what the common thread is in those two games that you mentioned? Who wasn't playing in those two games?
Amon-Ra.
Yep.
You have a real hard on for Amon-Ra.
He is deadly.
if I owned Amon-Ra, I'd have a fucking hard on family.
Yeah, man, it's class.
Straight here, like.
Raheem Mostert has become an elite running back for Miami, so he's playing if you have him. He's your RB2, really. He's straight in there.
And we advised everyone at the start of the season to draft him in the late rounds because he was there.
Because he was a running back.
Yeah, we were like, he's going like round 12. Take him in round 12.
Yeah, he's got some very favourable matches up as well for next few weeks. Like, you want, if you can get Mostert, get Mostert.
What do we have next then? Sorry, we have DeAndre Swift. Is he back this week? We're going to keep playing this all season now. He's back at practice anyway.
He's back in practice, but I don't know. Is he back? Like,
Yeah,
I
even
suppose.
if
Look, if he practices the rest of the week, I'd say he's more than likely playing. So slap him into the team, yeah. But if you see that he pops up on the injury report on Friday, then straight away take him out of your team.
yeah, and then just play Jamal Williams. So he seems more than good enough to be back up there.
And then on to Amon-Ra. On to
I'd say
hard on
drop him.
Brown. Drop him.
Drop him, and yeah.
Did he get past his concussion protocol, though, was the issue?
Yeah, no, he did, yeah, cleared it.
Did he?
As far as I know, yeah, they came out and said it afterwards. It wasn't even concussion.
He's in a non-contact jersey.
All right. Well, the coach came out and said it's not a concussion. Yeah, look, Dan Campbell went on to say he did not suffer concussion.
All right, cool. Tyreek and Waddle are straight in your teams anyway.
Yeah, must plays, even though they were both kind of bad enough last week, weren't they? Well, Waddle was good, wasn't he? Yeah.
They were average enough, yeah.
And then Jamie, talk to us about your man Hawkinson.
Yeah. If you have Hawkinson, you probably play him. I'm actually trying to offload him now, to be honest, because I have Hill, and I'm just going to go with Hill for the rest of the season.
Offload him, pick up Will Disley, and play Hill.
Fucking, I might as well do something.
Dude, it'd be great to see Disley on a roster in our league, because I'm not picking him up.
I don't know. Does Hawkinson have any trade value? Have you had any bites of him for Hawkinson? Like, I couldn't imagine anyone trading for him.
Well, he's the number 5 tight end on the year. Like, he's not a bad tight end. He's at average points there. I know he did that big 35.1, and that inflates all the value.
That's
but
literally where all his points came from.
But you know, if anyone in our league is listening, like, he is number 5 tight end in the league, and I would trade highly for him. You know?
Oh.
Kelsey. So which side? Kelsey or Gus Edwards or Ertz, Amon-Ra, and Hopkins?
Ertz, Amon-Ra, and Hopkins all day, every day.
Yeah. That's
Very
not even an
heavy,
option.
Look, Kelsey is brilliant, right? He is the best tight end in the league, without doubt. Gus Edwards is a backup, probably going to hold this role for six weeks or so, maybe even take over, but he's still a Ravens running back. He's not going to get that production that you're looking for every week because of Lamar. Ertz is your decent top end. He's the low end of the top end guys. That's the best way I can say that. Amon-Ra star potential. Hopkins is a star. I'm taking the 3 over the 2.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah, Ertz. I like the description. Low end top guy. He very much is the low end.
He is. Yeah, no,
stable. He is stable.
That's all you want. If you have a tight end like Ertz with Amon-Ra and Hopkins as your receivers, that is winning every day for me over Kelsey and Gus Edwards.
I'd agree. Mike Gesicki, you're not playing Mike Gesicki. If you are, you're staring down the barrel. Arizona
pick them up in our league this week.
Okay.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
That wasn't me. So I already have 2 tight ends.
Arizona at Minnesota. I think this could be an interesting game. Minnesota kind of win by like 1 score a lot. So this one could be feisty after a high-scoring game with the Saints for the Cardinals as well. Kyla Murray and Kirk Cousins. Kyla Murray is definitely straight in. Kirk Cousins is definitely an option if you have him this week, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you play both of those easily enough.
Look, if you're saying you'll play Trevor Lawrence, you'll play Kirk Cousins. That's
If I had the option to play Cousins, I would be playing him over Trevor Lawrence.
like his receiving options are very, very good. So like you would take that.
Yeah, like I can't even would you play Daniel Jones against Seattle or Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins. Fuck
Oh,
Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Fair enough. James Connor's still up in the air whether he's playing. So if he sits, Benjamin goes straight into your team.
Yeah, Connor is down to return for the weekend. He's practicing, so I'd say he will be back. But again, didn't they do this the last time with him? They put him on a snap count for the first game. They brought him back in, and then he went out again injured anyway.
Yeah.
So I would say snap count maybe again the weekend for him. So you could probably play Benjamin anyway.
Dalvin Cook straight in, so we don't really need to discuss that too much. Jamie, what do you think about Adam Thielen?
I think you play Thielen here, yeah. I think playing both Thielen and Jefferson, you have him. I think they're a good option.
Straight in for you then as well.
Hopkins straight in. After that, I think you're rolling the dice. I don't think you're going near Rondell Moore at the moment because he'll just burn you.
Yeah,
but yeah.
And then Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz always in your lineup at this point. Seems like the most consistent tight end that's around, as Shane said there. Probably spare over Smith too, I'd say.
It is a tight end and it is the Cardinals, so you can score.
So, yeah.
Who did I say scored for New Orleans at the start?
Oh, your man.
Juwan
Johnson.
No,
did he catch pass from Taysom Hill?
Tight end to tight end.
Who's going to be that guy who plays Robbie Anderson this weekend and Robbie Anderson just goes off? It's bound to happen at some stage, isn't it? Like, we just know Robbie Anderson is going to have that week where he has like 110 yards, 2 touchdowns, and about 10 catches.
You're a brave player to play Robbie Anderson, but I do agree with you. That will happen.
Extremely desperate. Look up into my top right-hand corner here.
I thought that desperate. I actually have wide receivers. I just don't have running backs.
Man, your wide receiver one isn't even the wide receiver one in his own team anymore.
I have Pittman and Waddle.
Yeah, he's not the wide receiver one, not the wide receiver one anymore.
Pittman is the wide receiver one now.
Not with the way they're throwing it to Paris Campbell.
Las Vegas Raiders at New Orleans. Derek Carr, Jameis Winston / Andy Dalton / Taysom Hill. I played Derek Carr this week. I don't know what you two think about that.
Well, I wouldn't because I have better options at the minute, but I wouldn't play him.
I think he's definitely streamable if you needed a quarterback.
Kirk Cousins.
I would Kirk Cousins. I take Kirk Cousins over Derek Carr, and I don't like Cousins either. Like,
they're Cousins, yeah.
Like, I genuinely believe that the Vikings are a good quarterback away from being a legit Super Bowl team. Like, they are good enough. They're a brilliant offense if they just had a better quarterback.
I've got a great one for you. Derek Carr or Tom Brady against the Ravens?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, yeah.
I'm taking the GOAT to bounce back.
He's been bouncing for a long time this season.
He's been down. He's been down a long time. He's bouncing back. This is his week.
Josh Jacobs, he's straight in. He's had a career game last week. Alvin Kamara, it's not been the best. We haven't seen what we wanted from Kamara, but you'd still play him every week, I think.
Yeah. Like, he's 19 points, 15 points, 14 points last 3 weeks. Definitely a starter. Like,
well, if you have Kamara, you drafted him high, so like you're not going to not play him at this point.
Yeah, but that's good enough to be your RB1 in your team, consistently getting them kind of points. Like,
yeah.
Devontae Adams straight in. Chris Olave has made his way into that category now, straight in. But Mike Thomas, what's happening?
If he's healthy, I'd play him.
Yeah, but he's just
that's-
constantly injured. Like,
Yeah,
I
I don't think you can
I
risk
don't
it.
think he. Yeah, I don't think he do for a while. But when he does come back in, he's gonna start taking points off Olave. So then
Yeah, he
Olave's,
will. Yeah.
you know, would you
Hopefully
trade
Olave will
Olave
have
now?
seen at that stage.
I don't think
Trade him?
Olave takes that number one spot from him for another year anyway. I think when Thomas is fit, I think he's wide receiver one.
That's the issue. Is when's Thomas ever
Yeah.
fit?
This week.
2-5. The Saints are like they're getting very close to blowing it up. I think.
Yeah,
But what
Sean
are they
Payton,
trade?
Drew Brees effect, but
Like they'd have to trade defensive pieces. Like they don't really have anything on offense that like he even really want. They're not going to trade Olave away. Alvin Kamara, I don't know if anyone will trade for him with the pending court case next season.
no, like yeah, Kamara's not going anywhere. Like they could move Thomas, and they'd probably like they try move Demario Davis on defense and Cam Jordan. Like I don't know, them guys definitely don't want to move. They're career Saints players. They're loved by Saints fans.
They're also up there in age. Like, what do you
Yeah.
even get from players like that?
Well, Cam Jordan, what is he now? 33. I think Demario Davis is 31. So 31 middle linebacker, not too bad, but a defensive end who's 33. I know Cam Jordan is absolutely exceptional, but probably not a lot. Like maybe a third round pick maybe is the high end of what you're getting maybe for Cam Jordan there.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm undervaluing him because of his age. I don't know.
Darren Waller is not making his way onto any of my rosters. I don't know about you, Jamie.
I think you have Waller if I play him if he is fit. He's just one of those kind of tight ends that if you're gonna like who you're gonna pick up realistically, you're not going to pick up much better than Waller, even if Waller isn't playing great. Like I think you go to the Saints here. You have to Hill. Hill's your boy.
He's auto at this stage.
You could actually nearly play the two tight ends of the Saints at this point, Johnson and Hill, because they actually seem to be just working as wide receivers.
I realized that this is a Sunday where it's a 5 p.m. kickoff for us. So make sure you remember that.
I love that. It's a good weekend.
Yes, and a bank holiday. Chop.
It is a bank holiday this weekend as well. Yeah.
Are we off Monday, man?
We're off Monday, lads, huh?
Oh man, might come down to Cork. I might go out and watch the games.
We're going jazzing.
Oh, I'm not going down to Cork.
Coming jazzing.
The hell is jazzing? What are you doing?
Jazz Festival's on. Jazz weekend in Cork. Best weekend of the year.
Wedding band last night. Actually, booked a band that has like a brass section. Guess how much a wedding band costs?
A lot of money.
$2.5 grand.
Oh, no. 3.5 grand for the band and the DJ.
Oof, ouch.
Got a saxophone player though, so paid extra for him.
He's premium.
New England at New York Jets. The 5-2 Jets. Well done, Jets fans. It's probably over now because your running back is gone, but well done.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, that defense has kind of been more what's been keeping them in there, hasn't it? Like,
yeah, I'm not going to score any more points with Sackles.
Yeah, well, they might. Like, look, this is his time to shine now. It's his time to prove that he can do it. We all know he can't, but like, maybe he still thinks he can.
Zach Wilson's still living it up, still going for it.
Ah, crap! The Jets actually could have. The Jets would have been prime people to go in and get Jimmy G. They would have been so much better off this year with Jimmy G.
I think they just couldn't like do that to their second year quarterback. They had to at least
give 1 year.
There's a QB controversy in New England now. Bill Belichick's not siding with Mac Jones, so we could have Zappy, we could have Jones. I think it's irrelevant.
Zappy, man.
Zappy deserves it.
Yeah, I hope it is him.
Are you happy for Zappy?
Yeah, delighted for him. I love seeing the late round picks do well, man. Fuck Mac Jones. It's fucking 10th overall pick. prick.
But he has looked much better. He looks much better than Jones. They've played much better every time Zappy's on the field. Like,
Did Jones get up to 10? Did he? I thought he was like 16 or something further down that way. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. He's on a bench now.
Career's over now.
Yeah, but do you know what
He's
this?
on
Do
the
you know what this
risky way.
means now? What this says is Zappy when he was in, or Zappe, whatever way they say his name. Jacoby Myers actually looked like a decent option to have on your team if he was playing. When Mac Jones was playing, he was ass. I didn't want him. But now, Jacoby Myers, I would have Jacoby Myers on my team now as a wide receiver 2 or a flex.
If you have a deep bench, I'd be putting we don't really have deep benches in our league, so I can't do it. But if you have like enough space, maybe chuck Thornton onto the back of your bench. He's got 6 targets last week. He had a big week the week before that. If you can slip him in, it might be worth it, because if someone's only looking at the box scores and they got 2.4 and they dropped him last week, you never know. He just sits there. He might get some value later on in the season.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, I think Thornton is a smart pickup.
Yeah, definitely a guy to watch. Yeah,
Stevenson, Harris, probably going back to 50-50 share. Is that fair enough to say?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think Stevenson's your man there. He's been doing unbelievably well the last few weeks, and I think if you're looking, I think you're a lot more favourable on him now than you were, say, 7 weeks ago.
Shane, you seem to be the resident Michael Carter guy. Any fears with James Robinson coming in, or are you just starting Carter as an RB2?
Yeah, not this week anyway. I think Carter this week is definitely well startable. Like, we've seen it with McCaffrey going to the 49ers. Like, he's really injury prone, but I have to say it, like, he is one of the best running backs in the league, if not the best on his day. So, like, Robinson isn't just going to come in and after a week be the starter. That's not going to happen. So Carter for the next week, maybe 2 weeks, is an instant starter for me if you have him on your team.
Well, they play the Bills next week, so.
Well, then don't play him then.
No.
I didn't look ahead to next week. I don't follow the Jets schedule.
I just checked over there.
I'm going to skip over the pass catchers in this game because there's no point talking.
Well, no, look, Jacoby Myers and Thornton, 2 guys. Thornton, as you said, stash, but Jacoby Myers I would play. If Zappy is playing, play Jacoby Myers.
Okay, I'm going to put that to the test now. Jacoby Myers or Adam Thielen. Where is Thielen? Against Arizona.
I got Thielen.
Yeah, probably still slide Thielen just for he's been kind of consistent the last few weeks, hasn't he?
Would you go with Michael Gallup against Chicago or Jacoby Myers against the Jets?
I take Jacoby Myers.
How about George Pickens? Oh, sorry, Jamie. Go ahead.
No, go on. I don't know. That's awesome.
Would you go George Pickens against Philadelphia or Jacoby Myers against the Jets?
Jacoby Myers.
I don't know. Do you trust the Patriots that much?
Well, I trust the Patriots playing the Jets more than I trust Steelers playing the Eagles. That Eagles defense, especially the secondary, looks lethal. Like,
yeah, that's true.
The Jets have Sauce. As long as Jacoby Myers isn't getting covered by Sauce, I could throw it to him. But Eagles defense, anywhere you see to throw it, it's like that's a pickable ball.
Yeah,
Tyler
true.
Boyd for the Bengals versus the Browns, or Jacoby Myers versus the Jets?
Oh, Boyd.
Yeah, probably slide Boyd there, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Burrow's playing too good at the minute, man. Like, if you have either of the top 2 guys there, you're playing them. Like,
Is Higgins out?
I don't know that. I thought was Higgins
don't
not
think so.
questionable for the week? No.
No, I don't think so. He played last week, didn't he? He was fine.
He was dodgy
Oh,
last.
well, then no. I'd probably slide back to Myers then. If Higgins is playing, I'd go Myers.
Pittsburgh at Philadelphia. Pickett's not even in conversation here, so Jalen Hurts is straight in your team anyway, especially against this defense.
Mhm.
Yep.
Miles Sanders against. Well, I can't remember which one you hate Sanders, but he's in your team anyway at this stage.
It's both of us.
Yes. But yeah, you're right. He's in your team at this point. Yeah, you're gonna. He's playing well enough to play him. So I'm not saying. I was going to say you have to start him, but like you're starting him because he's playing well.
Najee Harris against this Philadelphia run defense or Ezekiel Elliott. Okay, the Dallas Cowboys are playing Chicago again.
Yeah, but Zeke might not even be playing, man.
If he does play, I suppose.
Yeah, well then I take Zeke over Najee all day.
Yeah.
Like that's not even a question anyone should be having to answer right now. Like if we have to answer that question for someone, they shouldn't be playing fantasy football.
Najee Harris or Deonta Foreman, and Deonta Foreman has the Falcons.
Deonta Foreman, I'm probably going to go with. If Hubbard is out injured, I'm definitely taking Deonta Foreman there. This defense of the Eagles is
I
class.
know.
Right.
They're my defense, and they're only lads doing actually well for me this season. I know how good they are.
And
But, like,
Najee is not playing well.
No, but someone has to get points. I do Najee there.
Nobody is getting points on this Steelers team at the weekend.
Bold prediction again.
That brings me nicely onto Pickens and Deonta Foreman, Deontay Johnson. Pickens had a big week last week, but it was against that terrible Miami secondary. I don't think, personally, I'm not going to do it. But would either of you fancy Pickens?
Nope.
Not here, no.
This Philly offense is kind of bad because they have Philly this week. The Pittsburgh offense, because they have Philly this week and then they're on bye in week 9. So they're not going to help you for a while.
No, it looks like Claypool probably won't be gone by the trade deadline as well. So
yeah,
he's one of the rumors as well, isn't he?
Mm.
AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, Jamie, you playing the two of them?
I think you are, yeah. I think you're gonna have to in this kind of a matchup, favorable matchup. Steelers are absolutely shocking. I think you play both of them, yeah. Like there's nothing wrong with Devonta Smith, but he's very hot and cold. But I think you play him. I think you have him, you play him.
Should they trade James Robinson, Claypool, and Hubbard for the 108? Oh, sorry, this is all in one. So James Robinson, Claypool, Hubbard, 108 and 208 for Etienne, the 101 and the 301 in Dynasty. How do you know it's the 101 already? Are these just projected picks? Anyway, even if they're just projected picks, James Robinson, Claypool, Hubbard, the 108 and the 208 for Etienne, the 101 and the 301. I'd probably make that trade, to be honest. Like, James Robinson career could be nothing. Claypool and Hubbard, are they ever going to be anything better than like 2s?
Yeah, Hubbard is competing. I know he did start that game, but like he got hurt. There's a good chance now he is competing to win back that backfield as well. Claypool is he could be a wide receiver 3 by the time the year's finished. So I'd make the trade, yeah.
Yeah, I think you do, yeah. You might have some upside in Claypool at some point, depending on where he gets traded to. But I think you're right. I think the rest of them are only going to go down.
Yeah, you're basically trading a load of crap players that are clogging your roster, and you're getting Etienne. Like, I assume you're in rebuild if you're going for this. You're getting Etienne, who could be a star, which kills me because I traded him away. The 101, which will be another running back star, and then the 301, I don't really care about too much.
Yeah, no, go for that.
Shane, tight ends in this Philly-Pittsburgh game. Fryermuth and Goddard.
Yeah, I'm not playing anyone from Pittsburgh this week, dude. I'm just no I play Goddard, yeah. I have no problem playing Goddard. He's decent tight end. He coming off a bye and a bad week to Dallas, but before that, 13, 9, 10, 10, 7, he's pretty good tight end, so no problem playing Goddard today.
So basically what we're saying is play everyone on the Eagles and no one on the Steelers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That only
Just
took
summar-
4 minutes.
You might get
just
away
to
with
summarize
Boswell.
it.
Could have just really skipped over that matchup. Anyone you can play from Philly, no one from the other side.
Yeah, we could have just done that.
We probably should have just done that. Yeah.
Probably do something similar in this game. Tennessee at Houston. Well, actually, no. There is multiple options in this, in fairness, but there's just not a lot at the quarterback position.
There's two options.
Pearson, Henry.
Let's not get carried away here, Dad. There's two options.
Can't just use some Brandon Cooks.
Well, could you play Tannehill if you're stuck for a quarterback? Like the Texans are
No,
first
he
choice.
played awful last week, didn't he?
But the matchup, they're going. Surely, if there's any week he's going to play well, it's going to be this week.
I don't know. He's played so badly against the Colts.
Oh, he's terrible. But John, devil's advocate here, John. If you were going to pick someone, you could probably stream him this week.
Shane?
Not by Shane's face. We'll move on from that. So
I know we talk a lot of bollocks on this at times, but that was a lot of bollocks.
we're going to keep an eye on Tannehill now next week.
Running backs are self-explanatory, so we can skip them. You're playing Pierce and Henry. Brandon Cooks is the only question mark really in this game, because if you play Robert Woods, you need your head checked.
Well, I don't know. You probably could play Woods.
Oh boy, we got breaking
Jamie has a
news.
soft spot for the Titans.
Just this week. Yeah,
We
go on.
got some breaking news. The Bears have
breaking news?
traded their top pass rusher and Robert Quinn to the Eagles. Does not say what they got back in return, but it looks like the Bears are saying season done, we're reloading.
Oh,
Here you go to the Eagles.
Yeah, and also breaking news, Deebo Samuel is out of practice today. He is dealing with a hamstring injury.
and further breaking news: Mac Jones is going to start against the Jets.
Oh,
So
Zappy
there
isn't
goes.
happy.
right, yes. Then we're not playing Jacoby Myers this week.
Away from Myers.
Brandon Cooks or Jacoby Myers.
Brandon Cook.
So Eagles just got a lot better adding Robert Quinn.
Yeah, not in my division.
Yeah, I know they're in fucking mine.
Speaking of your division, Washington at the Colts. Jonathan Taylor, is that about it?
Are you still dependent on Taylor at this point? Do you
He's
see if
firmly
you
in
can chop him?
Do you have the balls to trade away Jonathan Taylor? I think that's the real issue here.
Well, I think especially after this week, if we're 8 weeks in and he does not break 20 points this week, if he doesn't break 15 points this week, I'm severely thinking about getting rid of him. Like he's coming off a 12-point week. He's got a big enough name that you could probably trade him for a decent amount.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to get the value I'd want from trading him away, though.
But you're doing to him what I do to Henry. Like you're extremely overvaluing him. So
if I could do something brilliant, like if I could get Dalvin plus a player, fine. But I don't know, would you get that deal done?
I don't think I take Dalvin Cook anywhere for him. There's too much of an injury risk for me.
Jamie, you're very quiet on the old Jonathan Taylor.
You just hold on to him. You're not gonna get your trade value for him, and you back the talent at some point. So it could be interesting with the new quarterback, though. So
I forgot about that,
surely he's gonna be better than I'm sure he's gonna be better than Matt Ryan. And if he goes to shit altogether, he's gonna run the ball. So that can only be good for Taylor. Like
And awful
Anyone
for you.
figure this question out?
horrific for my only good player who's average anyway.
Does anyone know who this player is in the question?
Just
It's for Saquon. Ethan, if you can write in again and just to clarify who that player is, the first one, will answer the question.
we'll probably know.
Yeah, we didn't mention there's a quarterback change in this game. Does that take Pittman out of it and Pierce out of it for you? I saw a lot of people picking up Paris Campbell this week.
2 solid weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. It probably does. It probably takes them both out.
I'm definitely not paying Parasect Campbell anyway.
No, like you play your top players. You play Pittman, you play Taylor because if things start going to shit, that's who's going to try and force the ball to.
McLaurin had a big week back with Heineke. Do we hope this is something that'll continue, or are we trying to trade McLaurin?
I would probably trade McLaurin. Yeah,
Yeah,
like they were playing the Packers. The Packers are fucking awful. It's called spade a spade. Like
Justin Jefferson was the question. Trade Justin Jefferson for Saquon.
PPR.
Yeah, I think I want Jefferson there.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Especially against the Cardinals this week. Jefferson's going to have a lot of fun.
Like, I know Saquon's been so good this season, but Justin Jefferson is a beast of a wide receiver. And
plus Jefferson's past the bye, so Jefferson's had his bye.
Yeah. And, like, there's always that thing looming over you with Saquon, like, is he going to go down again? Like, I think you get it, especially if it's dynasty as well, you get a longer run out of really good wide receivers than what you do out of really good running backs, because running backs' careers are just so short at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
Giants at Seattle. Kenneth Walker, yes, please. But the question mark here is, would you play Daniel Jones?
He's probably streamable at this point, which
You
is
gotta remember, like Herbert and Mahomes are on bye, so
like if you needed a quarterback, I'd pick one, which is really something you would not have said a few weeks ago. Like imagine a few weeks ago asking, would you pick up Jones or Geno Smith? And that's a viable question now. Like,
yeah, it is. It is. You're right.
And you probably could pick up the ball. You probably would play the ball from here. And that's really weird.
Seattle are bad against quarterback as well. Shane is just like spewing in bile over there. I'm thinking,
he's probably right, to be fair. Yeah.
Saquon and Kenny Walker, they're in your team, so we don't need to discuss them. Wandale Robinson, is he a flex option at this stage?
I think he is, yeah. I picked him up this week. I'm going to flex him. I think he's, especially this week, and definitely he's an option.
Yeah, I chance Wandale this week, as well. I think he's flexible this week.
And then Tyler Lockett's probably going into your lineup with the DK Metcalf news.
Oh yeah, Lockett's a must start now.
Yeah.
And then we'll give Disley a cursory mention there, Shane, just for you.
Yeah, man. It's about time.
The 49ers at the Rams. Garoppolo and Matthew Stafford, I don't think you're going to play either of them. Maybe in a streaming pinch, but it wouldn't be the way I'd go. I'd be looking at Daniel Jones or even Derek Carr before I'd be going near Jimmy Garoppolo or Matt Stafford.
Yeah, they're living off the fact that they're on good teams at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah.
Even then, they're not doing a great job at it.
Yeah. Like with the players those two teams have, their records should be so much better.
McCaffrey, it's time to fire him up. You have to this week. And then Henderson on the other side, he's a flex option, really, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Low end running back too, maybe.
Yeah, he seemed to play all right last week, so give it a go. Cooper Kupp isn't really a question mark. Talked about Debo maybe being injured. If he's good to go, play him, but it's not really. It's kind of more an injury designation than anything you're looking at there. Ayuk, flex
Definitely.
option.
Yeah, flex
Yeah.
or wide receiver too for me, man. He's been very good last 3 weeks.
And are you willing to roll the dice with Allen Robinson this week off the bye after the big week against Carolina?
No, I'd
No.
rather play Skoranek. That's why you're laughing, dude. I'm telling you now, I'd rather play Skoranek.
Higbee is in at tight end then for the Rams, but George Kittle is as well. That's not really. Tight end is always just really play whichever one you have, basically.
Just take a shot in the dark.
Sunday night game. Aaron Rodgers against Josh Allen. Rodgers. Start us off, Jamie. Would you play Rodgers? Would you
No.
play any Green Bay Packers?
I think you still play Jones. But other than that, probably not. You've given up at Dubes at this point. You know, he's not any good. Lazard is probably a man, if you have him, you're still flexing him because he's the only option he really has. But I think other than that, maybe Tanyan if you're stuck for a tight end.
I'd have to be very stuck.
Yeah. I think you're kind of staying away from the Packers at this point. So
Just Jones, really. Jones and Lazard, like you say.
yeah, they look really, really, really terrible. Like they really look like they have no option, and Rodgers is just blaming everyone else except himself. At this point, I think this just bring in love. Just give him a couple of games. Maybe not against the Bills, but maybe after.
The Bills side then is the usual suspects. Josh Allen, Diggs, Davis.
You can probably play everyone for the Bills here. Like literally everyone. I mean, kicker, defense, tight end, wide receivers, running backs, everything. This could be an awful score.
I know.
Singletary is a real question. Like what can you actually do for yourself with Singletary? Like,
Not play him.
yeah, I would bench him unless I really had no other options. If I was looking down at Singletary or Kareem Hunt, then I would consider Singletary.
I think you should look into trading him this week. I know he's coming off the bye, so you probably couldn't trade him going into the bye, but I would see what I could get for him if he was on my team this week. You know, I would be trying to shop him.
I don't know if you get much value. You'd have to package him with something, I'd say.
Probably, but I would still be trying to move him for someone, like see what I could do. But definitely be trying to move on now. Does that anyone else get the feeling? Maybe it's just me. Does anyone else get the feeling that just Rodgers is just going to upset? Like I have a funny feeling Rodgers and Tom Brady. There's been so much shit talk about the two of them this week in the media over how bad the two of them have been. Like, does anyone else just get the feeling that they're just going to come out and absolutely smoke people this weekend? I just have a funny feeling Green Bay are going to look class this weekend, and Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are going to look class too.
I think the Bucs have more of a chance than Green Bay purely because of who Green Bay have to play this week.
Yeah, like the Bills are too good. The Bills are just way too good.
It would be such a Rodgers thing to be so bad the last couple of weeks and come out and just absolutely outplay Josh Allen for the game.
Yeah, you really would, yeah. But yeah, no, I don't. I can't see it happening.
Sorry, Dan. I was just going to say I have a funny feeling this is going to be a really high scoring game this weekend. I really do. I think this could be the highest scoring game of the weekend.
I think the Bills going to score 72-0 or something.
I think we're looking.
Packers can't score.
I think we're looking at like two 30-point scores here. I think the Packers are going to come alive, man. I think this is it.
No, they're not going to come alive. They can't move the ball. They're not able to move the ball. They couldn't move the ball against the Jets and Washington last. Like, it was even worse last week. So whatever about the Jets, like, they used to move the ball some bit. This last week, they were absolutely horrific.
We'll put Jamie into his misery. The Bengals at the Browns.
Sundays are becoming really, really shit at the moment. Right, I'm sick of them.
The Leeds play on Sunday this week as well.
No, it's Saturday night, thank God. So at least we get a half it over the whole weekend this weekend.
It's a good way to start into your Sunday. You'd be already miserable coming into Sunday.
I get to be pissed off for the whole weekend rather than just Sunday.
Everyone's in for the Bengals side. Again, just the normal players. Boyd is the only one that you'd kind of look at with a side eye, essentially.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah. Well, I think if you had Boyd and you were stuck, you could probably flex him. I think there's enough on that offense that you could definitely get down to the wide receiver 3 and still expect fantasy points.
And then on the Cleveland side, Nick Chubb is in. Amari Cooper, I would say, is in this game because they're at home.
Yeah, boy.
You know, if we say in this podcast, well, what Shane says, and then we all figured it out.
Yeah, tell you, Amari Cooper at home. Put him down for a touchdown, about 100 yards.
Kareem Hunt's the question mark.
I don't think he's going to be a Browns player by the end of the week. The trade deadline is this Sunday or Monday, isn't it?
So check in on Sunday morning and send us a few tweets. We might answer Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, I think Kareem Hunt is gone off this Browns team before the weekend. Trade deadline is this week, so he should be moved if they're shopping him as aggressively as people are saying they are. But see, the Browns' problem is they're looking for kind of what Carolina got for McCaffrey. They want that kind of package of. Yeah, they want a second round pick with a third and something else is kind of what the story is seems to be coming with him. Like to me, if you get Kareem Hunt for a 4th round pick, that's probably the price I would say he's going for at the minute. I don't think it's too high and it's not too low. A 4th round pick is all right. Like
that brings us to the end of the matchups. We made it.
Yeah.
Well. One more just on that one. What about Peoples-Jones? Seems to be doing average enough the last few weeks. Seems to be getting consistent ball. Would you put him on the bench?
Yeah, I'd have to be really stuck. I feel like I could find a better option even if I looked on the waiver wire. I feel like I could get a better option than Peoples-Jones.
I don't know. Could you do it at the minute?
Let's see. Let's take a look at our waiver wire just quickly, and I'll just see.
Well, Peoples-Jones on it.
Michael Gallup is sitting on our waiver wire. Josh Reynolds, I'd probably prefer to play him.
No, I think I play Peoples-Jones over Reynolds at the minute, man. Especially if Amon-Ra's fit and healthy.
Zay Jones.
Yeah, okay. Zay Jones, I might have an argument there, but he's playing Denver this week.
McKenzie.
Yeah. Yeah, Isaiah burnt me once already this year, man. I'm not going to do that again.
It's up and down. It really is up and down there. Like Skronek's there. That's your boy. Pick up Skronek.
Yeah, like Noah Brown.
I actually don't think that's a bad shout. To be honest, Shane. I think Skronek might be actually a great pickup if he's on the waiver somewhere.
I think he's shown a lot of promise this year. Like, and they seem to like to try and get him involved any kind of which way they can.
I just feel like your upside's a bit limited because he's a bit gadgety, like, if you know what I mean. Like, he kind of
that's what I mean. They try to kind of do Debo things with an un-Debo guy. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I know that does.
Yeah, like they try to work him in to get the ball in his hands any way they can, but he's not the number one guy, so they're not constantly trying to do it. Like I think he's got decent upside, but he's not going to win you a league. Like, but he's a nice little piece to have there. I think. Like, I'd definitely take him over Allen Robinson. I think Allen Robinson, man, he's only going to start going down more.
I started playing the outro music because time hits.
Yeah.
Say your goodbyes.
All right, best of luck this week.
Best of luck in your matchups, guys.